AMC. They were literally the best first call we had. It just, there was something about them being very intrigued about wanting to have a weekly show, wanting to start to get into the live sports and entertainment business. And they liked TNA, and I think they felt like they also could help to lift up TNA. We knew that being on a foundational network like AMC, that's basically on the first page of everyone's program guide, would give us the audience lift that we've needed, and it worked from there. I mean, we had a couple of months where.
All right, guys, we still gonna talk about TNA launching this big deal with AMC. We're gonna talk more about the details of that. And is AEW in jeopardy of losing the number 2 spot to TNA after launching this big deal? Tune in more to the locker room. We are going to discuss this big topic because this is a big game changer for TNA and maybe for AEW as well. Hey guys, it's Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH, Turnbuckle King in the building. We'll talk about today TNA new TV deal with AMC means for AEW. Now the thing about it is it mean trouble for AEW. We are going to go over the deals of the AMC TNA deal. Now we know that TNA Wrestling landed a multi-year deal with AMC Network. AMC Network, we know, is the home of shows like The Walking Dead and a few other shows as well. But now it's the new home for TNA. This is their first major deal since being back on Spike TV many years ago when it was under Dixie Carter. Now it says here that the promotion announced a multi-year agreement December 2nd, moving to flagship TNA Thursday night Impact is AMC and AMC Plus from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting live January 15th at the Curtis Coble Center in Dallas-Fort Worth. TNA President Carlos Silva called it a milestone, while AMC's Dan McDermott praised the stories of nonstop action. And this is about the TNA WWE NXT crossover, was a big help of that. But this is a big thing, and they got tickets going to be selling for the show December 11th. Now, congratulations to TNA first and foremost on that big game change. I know it's like a $30 million reported deal, but we got some haters in the house. Now, they're saying here WWE since then is going to terminate the partnership with TNA after the TNA deal, and the multi-year deal is finalized, which is estimated $30 million. One of the biggest deals ever for TNA, if not the biggest deal. With that, it's going to end the partnership in 60 days. Guys, this is straight cap. With this whole thing of TNA launching with AMC, this partnership is far from over. If anything, this partnership is just beginning, and it's going to continue. Carlos Silva has debunked these rumors already. We're going to play some interviews of what he said, because he has spoke about this brand new TV deal with AMC, and I feel like the people that are making up this fake news are AEW fans. They know TNA is coming for them. Now, I like AEW, what they've been doing lately, but they got to step it up, because TNA they've been doing their thing. They've been crushing it on their PLEs, on their weekly shows, and also, of course, the partnership with WWE NXT brand. We have seen almost every week now, if you guys follow NXT, which I do, we always see TNA talent, whether it's the TNA World Champion at times, or the Knockout Champion, or even the X Division Champion like Leon Slater. We always see talent on their show, and then we see sometimes NXT talent on the TNA Impact show. But other than that, it has been a great success of the partnership. I will say this is one of the best partnerships I've seen successfully as a whole for TNA and NXT. Now, there was a speculation I spoke about before on this channel about how TNA was letting NXT hold their championships and what was they doing. Why were they doing that? It was making TNA look bad. Now we look at, going fast forward, we look at the big picture. They was using that to gain eyes on their product, gain notoriety, and to get a big TV deal, which they got. Now, Carlos Silva, he went on Ariel Helwani. He talked about the TV deal. He also talked to Denise Salcido. But also, months ago, we're going to talk about Eric Bischoff. He foreshadowed it right now. He said if TNA got with the right partner for a TV network deal, that they could surpass AEW for the #2 wrestling promotion in the world. And I'm starting to believe that. He says some more key important parts of what TNA focuses on that AEW does not focus on. But I will say TNA's making the right moves. They're with the biggest wrestling promotion known as WWE. It's really helping their product. Ever since they got with WWE partnership, not only their numbers have risen for the PLE events, their ticket sales went up, their merchandises went up, everything has went up. But enough of that. We're going to hear what Eric Bischoff said 4 months ago in the interview, and we'll hear what Carlos Silva said since TNA did launch the big TV deal with AMC Networks. Let's see what everyone had to say about this.
Making a lot of smart decisions. I remember when Carlos came on, they made an announcement when Carlos came on. And I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. But they're growing incrementally, right? And they're doing it almost quietly. Like they're not out there thumping their chests and talking about taking down the competition and all the, the crazy stuff that, for example, AEW did in the very beginning. They're just quietly going about their business, producing great shows, bringing in great talent, and getting involved with great partnerships, and they're growing their business. And that's the part that excites me, watching a business grow, especially a wrestling business. Got a little bit of an affinity for it.
Yes.
So it's been fun watching TNA grow.
It's been shocking somewhat for me because I felt like they were almost dead a few years ago, right? It just felt like they were going nowhere, that they had no momentum, and now all of a sudden, 7,600 at a big arena last night. The deal with WWE has obviously been beneficial, but it just seems like they have a ton more momentum than maybe 3-4 years ago.
They're one deal away from being a major player.
Wow.
If they get a broadcast partner, if they get the right broadcast situation, because they've got the product, they know what they're doing. There's a good team of people. They just need a bigger platform. And if they get it, watch them take off.
Are you surprised by this? Did you think they were dead?
I'm surprised by it.
Yeah.
I wrote them off a long time ago.
It felt like they had, there was no sizzle. It was gone.
There was no sizzle. There was no steak. There was no plate.
There was no nothing.
There was no pan.
Yes.
There was no anything.
Could they, at some point, pass AEW? They'll never get to WWE. Let's not get crazy. But do you think they could be #2? Do they have what it takes?
By this time next year.
You think so?
I think so.
This time next year, Eric? Really? It depends on the TV deal, though, right?
Depends on a TV deal.
If the TV deal isn't a big one, isn't a great one, that will be tough.
Damn near impossible.
Right. But you feel like they could do it this time next year.
With the right television partner.
They're #2 this time.
What's #2? By what revenue, by what measure do we define a #2? But I think in terms of television ratings, popularity, yeah, they could be #2 in a minute.
What are they doing right that you think AEW is not doing?
They're just doing the basics. They're doing the basics and producing a show for the mainstream wrestling audience, not for that 10%.
This came about. Did you guys pitch them? Did they come to you and say, we're interested, we've heard? Could you give us some of the details as far as how this relationship came about?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I had mentioned it, but CAA was our partner and helped us in setting up all these meetings. We had many calls with so many different outlets. Some that we've all known for so many years and done many deals with. Going back in my case, even back to the Universal Sports or World Series of Fighting or PFL days. But we had a great first call with AMC. They were literally the best first call we had. There was something about them being very intrigued about wanting to have a weekly show, wanting to start to get into the live sports and entertainment business. And they liked TNA, and I think they felt like they also could help to lift up TNA. We knew that being on a foundational network like AMC that's basically on the first page of everyone's program guide would give us the audience lift that we've needed. And and it, worked from there. I mean, we had a couple of months. We were working through it. We got through the summer, and then it really got serious as we got to the end of the summer, and we worked through the deal and got it done a couple of weeks ago. The teams are already working really well together as we start to plan for January 15th and the live debut.
Was there a point where you were worried that maybe this wouldn't get over the line and you guys would have to stream your own shows or keep it on AXS, something like that, where it just was too hard to get this done?
Oh, sure. I mean, I finally slept well last night. I've had a lot of sleepless nights. I mean, again, Ariel, you mentioned it when you asked the question at the beginning. Everything is changing in this landscape every single day. So any day that the deal wasn't done was a day that something else could happen. Someone could buy someone could change something, a strategy could change. There's so many moving pieces. So until these deals are done, they're never done. And I said that throughout the summer. We got lucky, and some of the hard work that we put in helped us get the luck so that we could come together with AMC as a partner.
Which is very, very cool. Now, I think the next question that a lot of fans have is, how are things going to change? What things can we expect to change? You're going into your AMC era. What are you expecting, or what can the fans expect, rather, from either production changes or any changes on the programming, anything like that?
Look, I think all those things are on the table. I think the first thing is let's have a great launch live on January 15th. We've got a great roster. We've got great athletes in and around the ring. We've got great talent on the mic, and now we've got great promotion and great audience building and great character building in our partners at AMC. And so I feel it's like I'm honored to be able to work with a network like AMC, because they understand better than all of us how to build characters. And so not only are we going to do what we've done well in 2025, but now we're going to have a partner that can help us do it even better in 2026. And that's just a lucky and great opportunity for us.
That is very cool. So now, I mentioned the fan side on changes. Is there any changes that the talent can expect, whether it be obviously like on the talent acquisition side, contracts, as well as also maybe like the booking, like the tour schedule, like throughout the entire year? Is anything changing on those fronts?
In the first 6 months of 2026, we're going to kind of stay the course. We've got a great talent roster. Look, there's always opportunities on the talent side. And like any of the promotions that are out there, we're all looking every single day around the movement, the discovery, or even bringing in, legends that might be leaving or going somewhere else. So that's just par for the course. We're going to continue to do that, to continue to make the product better and to bring in, talent and athletes that can make the ring even more exciting. But in terms of like what we do week in and week out, we're going to have a continued mix of live and tape shows for these 6 months. We're going to really kind of get our rhythm with our new partners at AMC. And like any good team, we'll be evaluating week in and week out what happens on Thursday nights so that we can keep improving the product. And then I think as we look to the second 6 months, we'll start to make bigger changes around more live and more sponsor integrations and things like that that'll come together as this partnership starts to gel.
Now, Carlos Silva, he went on to talk about how the partnership of WWE had no influence regarding him getting the deal with AMC, that they have nothing to do with it. I don't believe that. He went and got that deal without NXT. But I will say that Eric Bischoff has some good points. TNA is just minding their own business. They're focused on their own product. They're not making a whole bunch of noise like AEW was in the very beginning when AEW launched back in 2019. And he said that another key important that Eric Bischoff said, he said that they're focusing on all the fans as a whole, not just the 10% of hardcore fans that only like it, but also I will say that Carlos Silva, ever since he arrived in TNA, there have been a lot of moves. We saw the departures of Gail Kim, Scott D'Amore, and a few other key people that helped TNA get to this point. but it was for a better purpose. It was to start the partnership of WWE, NXT brand, and now this TV deal is here. And then we're seeing titles swapped on these shows. We've seen TNA hold the NXT tag team titles, and also we've seen TNA's men's and women's world championships and the knockout championships on NXT Stars. But it was for the better, greater of good. I wish TNA good luck. I hope they do their thing. Starting January 15th will be the first episode on the AMC, and we're gonna see how they're gonna take it from there. We'll say Tony Khan and AEW. I know they're trying to get back on track. Hope they continue it and they really do something to keep things going, because if AEW even continues to think that they're good and they slip even just a little bit, WWE is not the company you have to worry about. TNA will be the company to worry about, and they will pass you in a blink of an eye, just like that. But other than that, that's all I have for TNA new TV deal with AMC. Means trouble for AEW. What do you guys think of the TNA new deal mean for AEW as a company? Is TNA going to surpass AEW next year in 2026? Or is AEW going to continue to be the number 2 spot? Check out the content here at Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH. And of course, as usual, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.